Hi, welcome to Qlikview, part 28 of this video series. In this session, we'll see how set modifiers will work in coordination with set identifiers to write a set expression in Qlikview. So the set modifiers are very important, and most of the time we will be playing with the set modifiers in 80 to 90% of our regular set expressions as our daily routine of Qlikview application development. So, and after this, we'll be looking at the difference between single quotes and the double quotes. Uh, Before the new version, that is the Qlikview 12, there is no difference between the single quotes and double quotes. Actually, that was a bug. As per the theory, there is a difference in between these two. We'll see what was the difference. And from the version 12 onwards, they have cleared that bug, and there is a difference between single quotes and double quotes. So you should be careful about the single quotes and double quotes from version 12 onwards. If you're using 11, there is no problem at all. It is pretty much similar in terms of functionality. So there is a post in the Qlik community written by Henrik. So so that's it regarding that single quotes and double quotes. So let's move on to the Qlikview so that we'll see the how set modifiers will work. And here, if you see, the set modifier is preceded by set identifier. So here the set modifier consists of angular braces. So it will start and end with angular braces. So whatever is in between the angular braces is called a set modifier. So basically it consists of three parts. One is the field, another one is an operator, the third one which I call it as the string or else a value that we are matching with or else we are assigning to the field. Okay, so let's quickly jump into Qlikview and then we'll see how does this set modifiers will work. Right, so in the previous session we have created the set analysis app and loaded some set of data, and we have seen about the set identifiers. So if you haven't cleared about that, kindly go through the previous video so that you'll get to know. So here we have uh, the set identifier. Now we will be writing set identifier as dollar, and what we'll do here is, so we are saying like anything that we are putting in between angular braces is set modifier inside the set expression, right? So open and close the angular brace. Now, so what I want to my output is, so I just want to look at only the Canada sales irrespective of the selections what they are doing on the country field. Okay, so let's make it so on which country we want our analysis to be applied. So the country, so that is Canada. So what is the field name and country? So country and equals to, open the flower braces and then a single quotes open, write Canada. Remember, Qlikview is case sensitive, right? Now you can see here the Canada sales. So whatsoever you're selecting here, it's not going to consider your selections on country field, right? If you start selecting any other field, it will consider, because we have kept the set identifier as dollar, right? So if I keep 1, let's see what will happen. So now if I go and select country, it won't be impacted because we have we have written the set expression with set modifiers as Canada as country. Okay, if I go and select state, city, and it won't impact. So how this set modifier and identifier together are working? So first it is saying like, so the result is going to be universal set. Okay, so that is what identifier is defining, and the modifier is saying the country would be Canada only. So the modifiers work here to modify the meaning of the set identifier or else intention of the set identifier. right? So modifiers are basically used to override the set identifiers. Okay, so here we are overwriting the universal set meaning with country fields. It's not going to be overriding completely. It is about reconsidering the selections. Okay, so it's going to be Canada only. So now, suppose if I want to see values for France as well, let's put a comma here and then write France. Let's see how it will react to this one. Apply it. Is this displaying you the result? No, because so each and every value should be separated by a comma and the values should be inside the quotations if the values are strings. Okay, if the parameters which you are passing inside these flower braces or numbers, then no quotations are required. So now just apply it. Let's see, you can see Canada and France. So whatsoever you're going to select, it's not going to be considering because we have modified the identifier behavior with set modifiers. Okay, so here this is the single quotation. Let's see about double quotation, what it will do. I'll put double quotation and then I'll write CAN. Okay, apply it. Is it considering? No. And then I'll use the wild characters out here. So star and star means it might, there might be one or zero or more characters before CAN and after CAN as well. That's what the asterisk symbol will indicate. Now you can see. So it is displaying the cat. So as earlier, as I said, Qlikview is case sensitive. In this case, what we are doing is we are searching for a string with this text, and it may or may not consist of values after and before of this CAN. So then it will find values in country field with this and then displays it. So now we have Canada. So this is how it will work. So if I write the same thing in single quotes, let's see what it will do. Okay, and apply. So this is giving the same result. Why this is giving the same result? Because I'm using the older version of Qlikview, that is 11. From 12 onwards, this won't works. Okay, be cautious while using it. So inside the single quotes and double quotes, you can keep your expressions as well. Suppose if you want to render some other results from some other expression, and you can write your expression inside variable and you can keep it here, or else you can write expression also here. Okay, so that's what the difference between single quotations and double quotations. Okay, right. So now if I'll just remove the one, okay, and then apply. As we have selected state in here, it's showing no data to display because so we have set only analysis for Canada. Now, so instead of putting one, if I put one, it will not be considering the state, city, and company as well. If I click on Canada, there are multiple states. So what I'll do is, so I want only state filters to be applied on this and remaining two filters to be ignored. So in that case, what we're going to do is, let's go to the set analysis of expression, and then so you're writing country equals, right? So after or before this, you can place the field names which you want to ignore it. So you want to ignore the city selections as well as um, company. Okay. So now click on city, nothing will happen. Click on company, nothing will happen because so we are making uh, our set modifier with no effect of values. So if you're not putting anything uh, after the column name in set modifier, it will just ignore the selections of those columns, right? Means you're not assigning any value to that field. So here, if you see the previous modifier here, what we are doing is we are assigning a value to that field. Means we are checking whether the value is available or not. If the value is available, pick this value. That's what we are assigning it. So, right, that's how it works. If I select a state here, then it will be resulted, right? So this is how it will work. And if you want to ignore any kind of selections, so you can ignore uh, just putting the column name just without any value assigned, or else you can put equals to after the column name in your modifier. So the set modifier is most important part of Qlikview set analysis. So that's all for that session. Thanks for watching the video. Please subscribe.